Well, this is your online pastor, Pastor Larry James, coming to you live from the KAZ radio studio. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. It's that time for the Safehouse Show with none other than LeVan Slining and Sean Dollars. How you doing, sir?
What's going on, Pastor? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Safehouse Show, the best internet radio show on the internet. That's canceling out Howard Stern and Snoop Dogg and anybody else that you could think of. This is the best radio show on the net, period. We got a lot of interesting stuff this week. First of all, my co-host, you notice, is not here again. You already know what he's doing. If you don't know what he's doing, he's I'm not even about to go there. He's in a situation where he's taking parenting classes to get custody of his niece and nephew, which are beautiful kids, and so he's not going to be here this week, but he'll be back eventually. A lot of people hit me up on Facebook and ask me, well, when is he coming back? When is he? He'll be back in a couple more weeks. But continue to tune in. He ain't really that funny, so I don't even know why y'all emailing me asking me about him. He get all his jokes from me. He actually has a event coming up that he's hosting, and I'll read that information to you later on in the show. He wants me to pump that up. I don't know why, because the guy get on stage and get stage fright. But I want to get right into something, man. I got you guys' emails. I got your information that you sent me, and we got your stuff on Facebook. And Pastor, they not too happy with us, man. They not too happy with us. And what the problem is, or what the problem was last week, Pastor, you had this co-host guy coming.
Oh
in.
no.
And they didn't appreciate it, man.
Don't put that on me.
No, I'm just saying that was your guy. And you asked him to come in here.
And that was your cousin.
Listen, man. They didn't enjoy that at all. I just put that out there. Not only did they not enjoy it, they gave me like the skits that he did or the jokes that he did that they really didn't enjoy. The first one was the child support one. So that was right off the bat. Like, soon as he sat down, he told a skit about how he wanted God to help him be a better father. And he said by the time he got home, he had 4 letters for child support. And he said something. And it didn't go over well. I let my son hear it. My son just turned 15 years old. Shout out to Sean Damone Hardy Jr., and he didn't enjoy that at all. He didn't think that was funny, and neither did the people on Facebook. Then he did a joke about preachers that carry their guns in church, and I know you know a little something about that because you haven't always been of the law as recently as a couple weeks ago. But he did a joke about how the preacher was preaching and said, I got Jesus on my side. I got Jesus on my side. And he dropped his gun, and they say, well, Pastor, why you need the gun? He said, well, the gun's name is Jesus. Baruch. And that didn't go over well. You didn't even laugh at that. And, you like, the Christian pastor jokes and things of that nature. So they didn't like that one. Then we were talking about Zach Reed, because we rarely ever talk about Zach Reed on the show. So we had talked about Zach Reed, and he had made some type of skit about how he wasn't drunk driving, he was swerving to avoid potholes, and that didn't go over well. And then he said something about the guy that was dead, that his son hit him on the chest and woke him up. He said the boy wanted some new LeBrons, and that didn't go over well. So we want to apologize. I want to apologize in behalf of Pastor Larry, for bringing this guy in. He didn't do well at all, and I don't know if he needs to start selling insurance or maybe something else, because I don't think comedy is going to be his thing. What you think, Pastor? You think it's dirty that we even bring? You think it's even dirty? What that say? I ain't see that. What that say?
It's not funny.
It's not funny, right? And that's what they said. They said it wasn't funny. But one guy did leave a comment, and they said that he was funnier than his brother's funeral. So he said that he, hey man, don't shake your head at me, man. I'm telling you what they said on Facebook, man. They said that the brother was funnier than his brother's funeral. So he did accomplish something, I guess. I guess he has at least one fan out there. But we got some stuff we was gonna talk about. We talked about the co-host. You know, they call him the co-host from hell, but he's a good friend of mine. He's a nice person. He got a good heart. You ever notice when you ugly, Pastor, people talk about your heart, or they talk about your character, or they talk about, you know what I'm saying? So he got a good heart, man. He's a good person, you know. And that's what you do. You ever seen somebody the ugly baby, Pastor? What do you say? Got some nice hair. What a good carrier. That's a beautiful blanket that y'all got around. You done seen an ugly baby before, man, because I know I done seen some ugly babies. And you got to sit up there and act like this baby ain't ugly. All right, well, anyway, we got some news for you like every week. And if you feel free to call in, we're going to put this number on the screen if you don't know it. It's a long distance area code, so if you got a Revel phone, you'd be better off sending us a smoke signal. Okay, so call us up on this number at any time if you want to weigh in on any of the things that we're talking about. We got this lady, her name is Shelly Zimmerman. Okay, and if you notice that last name, it's because she is the wife of the guy that killed Trayvon Martin. And her story was kind of interesting because she perjured herself during the trial about their finances and about some other things that went on in the trial. But they asked her if she thought her husband was capable of cold-blooded murder, and she said no. Okay, so now we got the testimony of this woman who lied about a few things in court, but then doubled back and said that she don't think her husband was a killer. So I don't think that she's very credible. What you think, Pastor?
I have no comment.
You don't have no comment.
I have no comment.
What's your feelings about the whole trial in general?
You know, this is your show. This is your show.
All right, we want to go there. All right, okay, all right, no problem. I'm gonna talk about pastors in a minute. I bet you're gonna chime in then. But anyway, so this lady was she perjured herself, and she turned herself in, and she had admitted that she perjured herself, and they ended up giving her a year probation and 100 hours of community service. Now, from my understanding, perjury is not always so lenient. So they took it easy on this woman. Now, one of the intriguing things about her trial is Zimmerman, her husband's trial, she was present for every court date to support her husband. Now, the night that he killed Trayvon Martin, she actually was not in the house because they had got into an argument. I don't know if it was physical or verbal. She didn't specify, but she wasn't actually at the house. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because at her trial, he wasn't present. He was nowhere to be found. And they asked her, did she want her husband to be present? She said she did. So, bottom line is they have a shaky relationship. They're probably getting divorced. She's a liar, but she was one of the key witnesses, or one of the witnesses in the trial, and I just thought that I would bring that to light. But that was one of the stories that I want to talk about. If you want to weigh in on that, feel free to call in. Another thing was, I don't know how many of our viewers are actually in the program of recovery. All right, and the reason why I bring this up is because Mike Tyson, who is obviously in recovery, that's a hell of a picture, man. He looked like a tiger. That man is vicious. All right, so Mike Tyson, who is a convicted rapist, who is a prisoner. He's the boxing ex-heavyweight champion of the world. Has a lot of accolades, things of that nature. He's obviously in the program, and one of the steps of the program, when you get to steps 8 and 9, are to make amends. And what you do is you are supposed to go back and clean up the wreckage of your past. And what that means is that, the people that you stole from, the people that you lied to, the people that you mistreated, the people that you disregarded, you're supposed to go back and you're supposed to clean out the past. Now, there's a book that we study that tells us exactly how you're supposed to do this. It tells us what you're supposed to do. It tells us what you're not supposed to do. Now, when Mike Tyson, he made this amends to this gentleman named Teddy Atlas, who was his boxing trainer. His first trainer was a guy named Customato, and Customato was the guy that helped him reach all of this fame. Now, Customato and Teddy Atlas worked hand in hand, with Customato was the head trainer. And one night while Tyson, and I believe it was 93 or 83, I'm sorry for the inaccuracy on that, but Tyson approached Teddy Atlas's daughter's friend in a very inappropriate manner. Now, I don't know if it was sexual. I don't know if it was physical. I'm assuming it was sexual. And Teddy Atlas went and got a .38 caliber pistol and actually shot at Mike Tyson. You okay? All right, here you coughing over there. You ain't smoking that stuff, is you again, Pastor? Okay, just checking, because I know how you pastors are, man. You smoke you a little bit, get up there and preach. But don't sick Barack on me, man. You know that's my guy. You just gonna sick him on me. Yeah, so he wanted to make amends to Teddy Atlas because he said that he's working the steps. And for those of you not aware, he's talking about the 12-step program. So I assume he's in one of the 12-step programs, whether it be Alcoholics Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, or Heroin Anonymous. So when he walked up to Teddy Atlas to make amends, he said something to the tune of, "You ain't still mad at me, are you?" And he extended his hand. Well, the problem with that is that they give us a very distinct way that we're supposed to make amends to people. Okay? And one of the things that we're supposed to do is we're supposed to be we're supposed to make eye contact. We're supposed to be very brief. We're supposed to keep the focus on ourselves and never talk about them or talk about what they should do. And I just thought that it was very improper to walk up to him and say, "You ain't still mad at me, are you?" A proper amends is to walk up to someone, extend your hand or greet them, and just tell them what you did and tell them how much you regret it. And in my circle, we end all amends the same way. And the way that we end them is there anything else that I can do to make this right? Okay? And that's a big thing as far as making amends, because I don't know what I did to people. You might not believe this, Pastor, because I'm such a stand-up guy. I've actually, robbed people of their whole Christmas, at one point in my life. And I'm sure that was devastating to the family that I did it to. The kids are all happy and celebrating and excited about Christmas. And they wake up the next morning and there are no gifts under the tree because, my crack-headed behind done stole all the gifts. And when I got myself together, almost 18 years ago, I had to go back and I had to make an amends. And I went and took some money and gave it, to the people that I had stole it from. And they weren't very receptive. Of course they took the money, but they were upset. And at the time I was early in...
How much money?
About $600.
$600, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly. But like I said, they didn't accept... they accepted the money, but they didn't accept the apology. And the way that we're taught is, as long as your heart is right, as long as you were willing to make the amends, if they don't accept it, then that's not your responsibility.
That's right.
You're showing God that you're perfectly willing to make it right if you can. And the book that I study also talks about if somebody does slam the door in your face, it's water under the dam because you did all that you could to try to make it right.
Right.
So like I said, I went there and they wouldn't accept the apology. And but they accepted the money, but that was okay. I waited for a later opportunity to apologize, but this is the problem. Even when you apologize to someone, even when you give someone, money to make, I will never be able to make up for the heartache that those kids felt. the emotions that they must have felt when they woke up that morning, excited to go down there and open the gifts that they had been walking past and viewing for last couple of days or whatever, however that goes. And then when they came down Christmas morning, they were greeted with nothing. So I felt very horrible about that. But that's why the amends process is so strenuous. And I just thought that the way that Mike Tyson handled his amends, it's not very representative of a 12-step program. It just seemed, a little bland. But Teddy Atlas was receptive, and he shook his hand and he told him that he would forgive him. And from what I assume, all is well. But later on in that same interview, he had made a reference that he had got drunk during it because he was promoting a fight, and he had made some type of reference that he had got drunk at the show. So I don't know. So we was gonna talk a little bit about Mike Tyson, and I need to preface this next comment or this next clip by letting you know that this is a Christian radio station. This is a Christian webcast, but we have a video that we wanted to show you guys of a very prominent, very exposed celebrity that you probably wouldn't expect this type of behavior or this type of attitude or this type of I'm gonna just roll this clip. We got a clip for you. Check this clip out, and after we watch this clip, we'll make some comments on it, and you can call in and tell us what you think. We're gonna roll the clip.
Who are you?
I'm Lynn.
Woo! Shit. I keep telling my boys to bring somebody like this home as a daughter.
Give my phone.
I will feel goddamn good.
Bro.
Yeah.
And who
are you?
Bro.
Come on.
Hey, Judge.
Come on, baby.
Judge, what you drinking on over there?
Double Bombay Sapphire and tonic. And look, I need a granddaughter like you.
A granddaughter?
Hey, guess what, Judge? I'm not guilty.
I'm not guilty.
Fuck this shit.
Fuck this shit. Niggas ain't guilty.
Years ago. I do not do that bullshit anymore.
You don't?
No. I'm about making a lot of
picture though,
money behind entertainment.
Hey, but you know what? You're right, because I've been watching TV in the daytime, and I ain't seen
Bro,
it.
give me a picture, bro.
No, it's on.
Reruns.
They're playing, not reruns. They're
you got the
playing
light, man.
new shit and replay
You a real-
obscure, man.
Well, our memory started to kick in, you feel me?
Are you a real player?
Yeah, see, look,
This is a bad picture, man.
Wait a minute.
Please give me a good picture, man.
Wait, this is my
This is Joe Judge
50-year-old
Brown.
wife.
You said take a picture of what?
Whether I'm a player,
Alright.
you want to talk about whether I'm a player, this is my 50-year-old wife.
Oh,
Damn.
50? She ain't 50.
She's 50.
She's not 50.
She's bad.
She ain't
Yeah,
50.
she's bad.
She is not 50. She ain't
You
50.
talk about an old man, be a bad motherfucker. Yo, come
Smile with the young ladies, man.
Get closer,
Get closer, huh? I get closer. One more.
Come, oh, hell yes. Make old man feel like a good motherfucker.
Hey, that's what we like to hear. That's right.
I went to John Deere, Junior High, Manual Arts, and Dorsey High.
Oh, we there. We family.
Yeah, you know.
Family out here.
Who are you? I know I gave you a hug, but I didn't know who the hell you were. You fine gender thing. Bonafide.
Yeah, so I don't know. It kind of caught me off guard, and like I said, I apologize to anybody who's viewing this who found that language inappropriate or that behavior inappropriate. We actually found it very inappropriate, but we just wanted to play it for you unedited so we can get your true, honest opinion of it. You know, sometimes the bleeps and all of that stuff kind of take away from the actual sound bites that we got. But I found myself, Pastor, watching it. And originally watching it, I didn't know who it was, because if you look at him, he looks, I don't know if he's a lot lighter or a lot heavier or something, just kind of caught me off guard. And I found it, I was kind of surprised, to hear him speaking in that manner. And then I was kind of surprised to see him inebriated in that fashion in public. And then I found it a little inappropriate, that some of the things that he was saying, he's looking at the women, But when you're inebriated, a lot of times you say a lot of things you may or may not mean, or things of that nature. But then at the end, it kind of disturbed me because I'm like, this is not funny. This is not appropriate. And, for somebody that's out in the light, and out in the limelight and maybe a role model for younger people, because, a lot of people watch the judge shows and stuff, and that influences them to be a judge more than, because those are the only judges that a lot of people see, unlike people like you and me. Like, you've seen plenty of judges, I took a look at, I Wikipedia'd you, and I looked at your record, and you got a lot of carrying a concealed weapon, a lot of legal narcotics. I was surprised, I'm like way scared to be on the show. I didn't know I was running with a criminal, but we see judges, people like you and I, but a lot of people don't see judges except on television. This gentleman, Judge Mathis, Judge Judy, and things like that. And just, a point of information, for a lot of you that watch those judges shows, like Judge Judy in particular, a lot of people ask questions and be like, well, why would you go on her show and she's going to mistreat you, or she's going to say, dog you out or whatever. Well, the premise for these shows is that, or the thing behind these shows is they give you $500 for appearing on the show. They give you round trip plane fare, and they also feed you, give you some type of, So I know people that went on Jerry Springer or Judge Alex or things of that nature, but a lot of people don't see judges until they see judges on TV. So it was just kind of disturbing to me. It was kind of caught me off guard to hear him using that kind of language and stuff like that. What did you think about the clip? I know it surprised you a little bit.
Yeah, it
the
did.
Vulgarity and stuff like that. You probably looked at him a little, Does it make you view him a little different?
He's human. He's a human being. He's obviously, like you said, drunk.
Yeah. When last time you been drunk like that, Pastor?
I get drunk in the Holy Spirit all the time.
No, brother. No, that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about.
Here we go. This is why I don't comment on your show. Because you're trying to make it about me when it's not clearly about me. It's your show.
Right, it's my show. But you hosted it with me while Advance is gone.
And then you bring on guests.
Oh.
And you kick him out the next show. The guy was really looking forward to coming back. I think
he was.
I'll see you next week, Pastor.
He did say that. Say that. But I thought he was talking about at your church. Oh. Because he can't come back here not with that lineup of jokes. I thought that he held the seat.
But you were the front man. You're the one that introduced the topic.
Right.
And, he tried to, accommodate
So when you say he tried, you acknowledging that he didn't do well?
Well, I didn't know if he was trying to be funny or not.
Wow. That's horrible. That's worse than any of the Facebook comments. That's worse than anything else that I said. You said you have no idea if he was trying to be funny or not.
Look, my job is to run the board.
Okay. All right.
That's my job.
All right. So anyway, well, very briefly, what did you think of the Judge Joe Brown clip? He was inebriated. Did it catch you off guard?
Yeah.
Did it seem inappropriate? Did it,
Yeah, well, apparently he has a drinking problem.
That's what I wanted to get to.
But here's the problem I have. Is the fact that, you got TMZ and Worldwide Vision and all these other places exploiting, different individuals when they're down, when they're not at their best. I think it's bad.
Well, but it's good TV. It's good TV. Just like you say, this is my show, but people like to hear me and you go at it. They asked me, why did I have a guest on when me and you go at it pretty good anyway? But the other site that came off of was World Star. I know you don't watch World Star because you're a pastor, and World Star, is way too inappropriate for, anything that you would like to view. But the bottom line is good. It's good television. You know, and the funny part, and I gotta be honest with you, I watch World Star, and World Star they just give you the freedom. You get a video, you can upload it, okay, and it's entertaining. I mean, I find myself watching some of the stuff that's on there. Some of it is inappropriate, but I still watch it, and some of it is just entertaining. But when you put yourself in the limelight and you become popular or you become famous, you no longer have a private life. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand. Everybody wants to be rich, right? But everybody doesn't understand the pressures that come with being rich. I got a cousin that's very well off, you know, and me and him was riding together one day, and he spends a lot of time in his rearview mirror. And that doesn't seem very comfortable. It doesn't seem very comfortable that everyone. I give you another example. It's a friend of mine. I'm not going to use his name because some people might know him, but he's a friend of a guy of my sponsor. This guy used to beg me for for change to buy. Not beg. He would ask me for money to buy Black and Miles.
Okay.
This guy was working at a delivery place. One of the UPSs, whatever. Not going to say that either. So while at work, one of the truck drivers weren't paying attention and backed up and ended up crushing him with their truck.
Wow.
Yeah. This guy lost hearing in one of his ears, got his skull smashed in some, and sustained a couple other injury to his leg or whatever. He settled out of court for, I think, $23 million or something. I think he was like 21, 22 at the time, and settled for like $23 million, which instantly made him the richest person that I knew. He was, he had more money than anybody that I knew. Period. And when he got his money, people were like vultures over him. Like it had to be difficult for him to enjoy his money with all of these people attacking him, all of these new cousins and new friends, and I knew you was going to make it, and I always knew that you... So what happened was, he gave everybody some money, and then he moved away. Okay. It just moved away. Now, he got in a relationship with this young lady that he was interested in, and she was going to medical school. He helped her pay her way through medical school. He was trying to help them build a future together. And after she got her medical degree, she ended up leaving him. And I thought that was, just really, that's just cold, right? But I started thinking, because I see the cars and I see all the traveling and I see the jewelry and I know what he's worth. But I look at him and I feel sorry for him. I really do. Not just because of the lady. But think about this. He has to lie to everybody that he meets. When he meets a new young lady, he can't tell her, I'm worth $35 million. Because he will no longer know if she's interested in him or if she's interested in his money. He can't go to the club like I might want to go to the club, put on a couple pieces of jewelry or whatever. This man is a multi-millionaire. We live in a society.
Well, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. First of all, as a multi-millionaire, he should be living a different kind of lifestyle, being around like-minded people. Okay. If he's still, and I understand. If he is still, associating with or hanging in areas that he used to before he got that money, he's going to lose it quick. Or he's going to be used, like you're saying. He needs to elevate his thinking and elevate his relationships.
Well, I agree. He's not hanging in the same neighborhoods because he was young. He didn't have much of a life or lifestyle. Right. But what I'm saying is, and you're right, he should be hanging around like-minded people. But the problem is, it's difficult. It has to be difficult to have that much money. How do you meet a woman? Like, okay, you meet her, mm-hmm. right? And you're having a conversation with her. Mm-hmm. And I can't tell her I'm worth $35 million.
Well, see, I had a friend. I won't say his name, but he owns a very successful chemical company. But at the time I met him, he was a chemist. And he would come to church, and he would drive a regular automobile. I think it was like a Regal or something like that.
Okay, so you just pretty much dogged everybody in the audience that got a Regal.
And he no, I'm not talking about dogging him. And he wore just regular pants and things at church or whatever. And this was before I was a pastor. And me and him, we got along great. We became best friends. And so then one day he says, "Come on, man, come over to my house." So I said, okay. So I followed him over to his house. He was, at the time, he was staying on those on Rockside Road. They had these homes, these row homes, you know, with the under it where the vehicles. They had like these row homes, and behind it were the garages, and the garages were open, the carports. Well, anyway, make a long story short, he said, "Come on, let's get my other car." And so at the time, he had an Audi 5000. Though that was the other car he had.
Okay.
His other car, he just would drive to church.
Okay.
And he was from the islands, and I said, man, why don't you ever drive this car? He says, I drive the other car to church because I don't want the women. You know, I want to see where they're at. I want to see where their head is at. You know, are they going to talk to me because of my Audi, or are they going to talk to me because I'm, you know, of who I am?
Right.
And I said, okay. I like that. I like that about him. I liked it about him. Well, to make a long story short, he found a beautiful lady, also from the islands. They got married, you know, living happily ever after. He moved up to, I think, Wisconsin, someplace in that area, you know, to get his chemical business going, which is, I believe, is successful. He's originally from New York. And I liked his style. I liked the fact that he humbled himself and didn't try to be flashy, didn't try to be, you know, big baller, shot caller, because he very well could have. But he decided to be humble. And maybe that's what, you know, your friend has to do. They don't have to know what he got. He can put that money, put it in the bank, put it away. And then as that relationship develops, as they like him for him, he can then, you know, develop that relationship that way.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. Okay. I got $39 million. Like, so she can't come to my house. Definitely can't come to my house. And what your friend did was the same thing I'm talking about, Dave. He just tricked him.
Yeah.
He just tricked him. He of course, like, he didn't even find this woman in the church. So that whole plan to not, you know, allow the women in the church to attack him because of what he had, that actually didn't even materialize. And like you said, but I don't want you to misunderstand. This guy is extremely humble.
Okay.
This guy's extremely humble. And my cousin that, you know, has a nice amount of money, he's extremely humble.
Okay.
I'm broke and I got an ego problem. Okay.
Okay.
I ain't got no money, man. And I got a serious ego problem. I took a look. I have over $20,000 worth of shoes. But I don't own my own home.
Oh, wow.
See, so I need to get my priorities straight.
Yeah,
right.
Nice shoes you got on today too, bro.
Yeah. But you know, I ain't even going there. But the point that I'm making is, it seems like, on the outside looking in, it seems like being rich is the thing. Like everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to have money. But I see some people that are well off and have a lot of money, and they seem to be very protective. They seem to be very sheltered. You know, it's like you can't meet people. You can't socialize. You can't do a lot of the things that. Okay, I give an example. My cousin got a lot of money, right? He hangs around people that got money, but sometimes he'll hang around people that don't behave like he from the hood, but he's a businessman. Well, when you put somebody from the hood that's a businessman and you put them around people that always had money, they clash. Because he didn't always have money. He built his money up. You got people, he might be interacting with someone whose father has a company.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's just one of those things where, you know, it's just something you look at. And we were talking about Judge Joe Brown. We were also talking about Zimmerman's wife. We were also talking about Pastor Larry's cousin, who was in here hosting the show last week. We were talking about Mike Tyson. But we're going to move on from that, man. Listen, it was a Michigan man who called the police, Pastor, and he called the police because he got robbed. And he was very upset. And the police was upset once they got to the scene. This man had got robbed trying to buy crack with a credit card, you know. So Hey, man, you can Google it, man. I don't make this stuff up, man.
Come on, man.
Listen, man, the guy was trying to buy crack with a credit
Well,
card, man.
It makes sense. It makes sense because now they got the new mobile phones that you can put the app on there. You can slide the card and boom. Makes sense.
I'm learning a lot about you, man.
Makes sense.
I'm learning a lot about. So
It's
you're
called
promoting.
Intuit. It's called Intuit.
Okay,
That's the app.
So
It's called Intuit.
Okay. So not only do you just told the crack dealers how they could boost their business up, you gave them the app too.
Yeah. It's called
What's
Intuit.
the name of that church you preach at again, Pastor? Because, I mean, it's some people that would like to attend this church where the pastor tells crack dealers how they can increase their revenue. Man, this is a hell of a church. What's the name of this church?
The only way I'll give that information out is if you come to church.
Oh, I ain't got no problem with it. All right, what's the name of the church? Let me write it down right here. Don't nobody listen out there. I'm going to write it down. What's the name of it?
I'll tell you after the show.
Oh, my God. Hit me up on Facebook if you want to go to Pastor. If you want to go to the Pastor Church with me this Sunday, hit me up, okay? Hit me up on Facebook. Hit us up, and I'll definitely meet you there. How about that? How about we do that? Also, let me make sure that you guys got our information. The Safehouse Show. Okay? The Safehouse Show. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Gmail. So all you got to do is put all them things together. We got a caller. We're going to go in and see what our caller is talking about. It's probably somebody that want to get into Pastor Larry Church with the credit card and the crack coupon stuff. Hello, caller. Who am I speaking with?
This is Mike Tyson.
This is who?
This is Mike Tyson.
What's going on, Iron Mike? How you doing? You listening to the show?
Yeah, I'm trying to get into some recovery and get into the process of, not drinking so much.
Oh, so you say you stopped drinking?
Well, yeah, about 20 minutes ago.
40 days ago or 4 days ago?
20 minutes ago.
So you stopped drinking 20 minutes ago. How's that going for you?
Well, it's really ludicrous right now. I just really,
Okay, so you stopped drinking 20 minutes ago and you feeling a little ludicrous.
yes, I'm scared, and I just, I want to eat the kids. I just want to fight, but then I can't fight anymore.
Well, I mean, you fighting your drug and alcohol addiction, man, so you still in a pretty good fight.
Yeah, well, it's kicking my butt right now.
Don't worry about it. If you get some help, Mike, it'll be easy for you. Look, I got to ask you a question, man. What happened with Don King, man? They say he took a lot of money from you, and they said you were angry about it, but you don't really talk about it a lot.
Well, Don King is very, he was a very great guy. He really did a lot of things for me, but I paid a high price for him. He was my manager, he was my agent, he was my promoter, so he was getting 25% for each one of those jobs, but I didn't really need jack.
So how was he getting most of the money and you was taking most of the punishment?
Well, I really couldn't understand the contract. The contract was so long, and he just kept saying, only in America.
Okay, so the longer it was, the least amount of chance you had to actually read it on.
Yes, I knew my name. I knew I'm Michael on there.
So you did well. The part that had your name on it, you knew who that was, but pretty much everything else was kind of up in the air.
Yeah, and I knew that if I didn't sign it, I wouldn't have any money to go out and do any partying. So I just went on and signed it, and just kind of rolled the dice. And I lost a few fights in my life, but the biggest knockout I had was with Don King.
Yeah, I feel you, Mike. Listen, Mike, I gotta ask you a question. I know you watch the show every week. We had Pastor Larry's cousin on here last week, and the best thing they had to say about him on Facebook, they said that he was funnier than their brother's funeral. Did you get a chance to hear this guy, man?
Yeah, I watched it, and it seemed like to me that, he was very good for holding that chair still. I'm just real confused, and everybody can't do everything, and just because you call yourself a comedian doesn't mean you're one. A lot of guys call themselves a boxer, like Leon Spinks and people like that, and they really, if you can't show and prove when it's time, then you just really need to hang it up.
That's a little deep, man. Did you just say Leon Spinks couldn't box, Mike?
Yeah, well, I think he's a cashier at Burger King right now.
But I'm just saying, Mike, just because you could beat everybody up don't mean that they weren't good boxers, man.
Well, yeah, you're right. It's just, I'm Mike, and when I did it the best, and I finally wear socks today, so I'm changing some things, I just really just trying to be different and really get this life of sobriety in order, I just really be a different person, I just really, I'm looking at doing some movies and maybe writing a book about my experiences with Robin Gimme, my ex-wife.
Well, you didn't think anything was strange that once you married her, that her name became Robin Tyson?
Yeah, I knew something was going on when her mom moved in the day after we got married, and I was like, you're at your own place. What are you doing here? And she want to go shopping and, get these Gucci bags and all this stuff, and I just gave her the money, I didn't really know what's going on.
Well, Mike, listen, let me ask you a question, man, because I know you probably got some other things to do, man. Why did you refer to yourself as a vicious addict? I've never heard anybody call themselves that. What makes your addiction or your alcoholism so vicious?
Well,
Mike, you just took a long pause. Are you drinking?
Well, yeah, I was just swallowing. So I just really,
Hold on, Mike. Hold on, man. Mike, hold on a second. Are you drinking or are you not drinking? What's going on?
Well, no, I'm, just like the heroin addicts have methadone to try to curb the desire to use. Right now I'm drinking Bud Light. Because normally I drink Budweiser, and so Bud Light is kind of a way of me stepping down and kind of curbing my desire to drink.
Mike, that don't make no sense, Mike. I mean, if you could smoke some crack light, yeah. If you could smoke some crack light, man, you're still smoking crack, man.
Well, actually, I was going to do the alcohol patch, but they said I would need a jogging suit. Because I got a high tolerance, I'm thinking about Patron is supposed to sponsor my next event.
I don't think that's a good idea, Mike. Don't have Patron or Ciroc or any of that sponsor your event because they bring a lot of free liquor in and they leave it all over the establishment.
Right. Well, I got a Grey Goose T-shirt on right now. I'm just really trying to, I'm just really confused right now. I just don't know. I just don't know about this thing that people talking about steps and, fighting and surrender. I'm a vicious. I'm a champ.
Right. You are the champ, Mike. You the champ and you always gonna be the champ, man. What you got coming up next? I know you're promoting fights, Mike. What you got coming up after the fight promoting?
Well, what I'm gonna do is have alcoholic fights. I think it would be more interesting.
Hold on, Mike. So you proposing that we get people drunk and then let them get in the ring and fight?
Well, if you look at it, most drunks end up fighting anyway, so why not take a drink?
Oh my God, man. I in the studio sweating, Mike. Hey, listen, man. Listen.
Yeah.
All right. So
We're gonna call the fight the turned up battle.
Mike, so you say we might as well get them drunk and let them fight because most drunks end up fighting anyway, huh?
Look. I'm done. I want to do it before Don King does it.
Right. Because if Don King do it, man, I know. If Don King do it, man, you're gonna have to split that money up. So you gonna promote
Absolutely.
the drunk. You're gonna promote the drunk fights. You're promoting the regular fights. What else you got going on, man? Can we see some? Can we see some Mike Tyson clothing line? Is anything like that coming?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about doing some black boots, and some Mike Tyson skinny jeans.
Mike, please don't do skinny jeans, man. Skinny jeans is the word.
They're going to be called Everlast. I'm going to do corduroys too.
You're going to do skinny jean corduroy pants.
Yeah, because wintertime's coming, and I'm going to do a tight turtleneck, and then have like a belt, like a championship, like a WPF belt, and holds the pants up, so you kind of look like a champ, even though you're not. I'm the only real champ left out here.
You right about that. You right about that. Listen, if you're going to go with this clothing line, make sure you get some stuff in the works and talk to Pastor Larry James because he got some new boxers coming out with no waistband. And so I don't know how that's going to work out, but you might want to get with him and y'all can put some clothing together.
Yeah, well, Pastor Larry's cool, and Sean, you keep working out, you don't move down super heavyweight down to heavyweight, and maybe we should get in the ring.
Oh, no, I ain't getting in the ring with you, Mike. You bit the last two guys you got in the ring with. I don't want that kind of problem.
Well, right now I'm really trying to see if I can get somebody to get this tattoo off of my face. It's killing my kid. I think I made a mistake. I really, I don't know. I must have been drinking that night. I don't know. I'm thinking about doing the other side and then maybe putting another line on the other side with the arrow point to the other side. I just don't know. I'm just confused on what to do. I really just take suggestions of people, what should I do with this tattoo? Or maybe I should just get a mask or maybe get my skin dyed or something. I'm just really, scaring my kids.
Hey, Mike, calm down, man. You talking a little fast. Listen, man, I know you're a big fan of LeVance Lining, man. Are you planning on attending his event? He got an event coming up, man. It's supposed to be off the hook.
Yeah, well, he's going to be at the Beachland Ballroom on Sunday night at 8 o'clock, and they're having Dave Smeltz, who's a guy in recovery. He's trying to be my sponsor, but right now I haven't picked one yet. They're doing a concert to benefit the Clean House. It's like a sober house. I may end up moving in there. I just wait to see if I can come up with my rent money this month. And just I'm trying to get a voucher, right now. But it's a benefit at the Beachland Ballroom. And I think the tickets is like $15. But LeVance Line is going to be the host of it. He's going to do some comedy. He's going to bring in the bands. They got some rock and roll, some reggae, some jazz, all different kinds of genres of music. And I may even have to get up and do Phil Collins. I can feel it coming in.
Well, no, hold on, Mike, don't do that. Don't do that, Mike. So if you're a fan of LeVance, man, what do you like about LeVance, man? Because I personally don't care for him particularly. He funny when he steals jokes from me, but other than that, man, I haven't really heard him do anything that I enjoy. What do you think about LeVance?
Well, he keeps it real. Because all of this material is very topical. He does current events, news stuff that's current, and he just really keeps it real. He does a lot of imitations. I hear he does me, but I don't think he does it that good. But, he does like Dick Goddard, he does him. He does a lot of different things. He talks about recovery and then his kids and, the stuff that he's doing in life. And also, it's just really going to be a great show.
All right. Well, listen, Mike, You got a lot of fans out there, man. Is there anything else you want to say, man? How much more time you got with us, man? Because I know you got big things to do, man, and I don't want to hold you up if you got something else to do.
Yeah, I gotta go because I gotta go, and you gotta take your braids back to the braid shop to get them redone because it looks terrible. I'm telling you, just you look like Lennox Lewis.
Hold on, Mike.
You was there?
You talking about my hair and your face look like a foot?
Well, that's your opinion, and when I see you, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you.
Oh, no, you won't see me, Mike, because I don't play them games, man. I got my CCW, Mike, and I know you can't spell that. It's not Kawoof, okay? Don't pull up on me, Mike. I got my CCW.
Don't play with me. I got my GE. Well, I graduated in April, so I'm not worried about it, I'm the class of April. I can handle it. And God bless everybody. Mike Tyson's the best. Love you, Pastor Larry. Thanks for letting me share. Peace.
All right, peace out, Mike. All right, man, we got somebody else on the line, man. That was Iron Mike Tyson, the heavyweight champion of the world, one of the baddest men on the planet. And he wanted to call in and just talk with you for a minute. Who we got on the line?
Hey, sir.
Hey, what's going on? Who am I speaking with?
Robin.
Oh, Lord. Lord.
I was just calling. I really didn't see all of the show or hear it or whatever, but I did catch the part that you wanted somebody to go to church with you this Sunday. So I'm going to go with you.
You know what? First of all, did you call to speak to me or did you call to gang up on me with Pastor Larry? Because the last couple times you called, it was this big thing with you and Pastor Larry jumping on me about something or another. So why did you really call?
I respect Pastor Larry. That's a man of God. I'm just saying I called to tell you because I heard you say if somebody wanted to go to church with you this Sunday, hit you up on all of that stuff. So I figured I would just call in and tell you that I'll go to church with you.
All right, well, write the address down. Give her the address, Pastor.
I'll give it to you.
No, he gonna give it. Don't be trying to put Pastor there. He already told you after the show. You need to listen a little more. You need to listen.
You know what, Robin?
But yeah.
Did you hear Mike Tyson? Do you know who Mike Tyson is?
No, it sounded like he was drunk.
Yeah, well, you would recognize that volume. Did you see Judge Joe Brown?
No, I don't watch TV. I work. I don't have time to watch TV.
Well, I mean, what do you mean you don't watch TV? You work. Everybody work. But listen, you haven't been watching the show?
No, I wasn't by the computer.
Yeah, what was you doing?
I told you I came in. Excuse me?
What was you doing?
Minding my business.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cool. All right. Well, because the reason why I asked, we had some topics that I wanted you to comment on because I figured you might be able to share something on it. It was a Michigan man that went to the police station and filed a police report because he got robbed while trying to buy crack with a credit card. What you know about that?
Well, I don't know anything about that because when I was smoking crack, I ain't have a credit card, so I don't even have any idea about that.
You used to smoke crack, Robin?
Yeah, with you.
Oh, my God. You ain't smoked no crack with me. I smoked all my crack with Pastor Larry. And it was, we ain't have room to be letting everybody in around the table.
You better stop talking about Pastor Larry. You going to get enough of that. That's a pastor. That's a man of God. You better watch it.
I'm a man of God, too, Robin. What are you talking about?
You better respect the pastor. You keep trying to make the show about pastor, and he didn't give you the opportunity to be on the show and talk and promote yourself, and you keep talking about him.
First of all,
that's why he got his own radio, his own show station. This is his station.
First of all, Robin, this radio station was bought with drug money. Okay, that's the first thing you need to understand.
Oh my God!
And the second thing you need to understand, this man brought me in here because the show was sinking. Okay, so he was smart enough to bring in a star, okay, and brought me in. Now, if you ever tuned in any other time, this is live web radio all the time. People be in here sleep, eating corned beef, all type. You should see the keyboard. The keyboard got corned beef grease all on. I'm the star of this whole thing, okay? And look, first of all, let me thank the little people, okay? I want to thank Levance, man. You know, I want to thank the,
You don't even know how to be humble. You thinking that that's your stuff. He gave you an opportunity, and instead of thanking him and appreciating him, you keep trying to talk about his church. You need to know what you should say and what you shouldn't say. I'm trying to teach you something. I don't know why you don't listen. You teach. Don't you talk about you help people with drug addicts and alcoholics? Do you say that? And what's the first thing you tell them about being honest? Where's your honesty?
Listen, let me tell you something, Robin. When I want your opinion, I'm gonna give it to you. Huh?
See, Pastor, he never likes to keep the focus on himself. We always want to talk about somebody else.
You're absolutely right, Robin. That's his problem. I don't want to cancel his show, but he's pretty close to being canceled. We gave him 2 pilots, and he brought a non-comedian on last week.
And what both of y'all don't understand, my whole goal when I came here was to get canceled. Okay? Dave Chappelle got canceled. All the great ones get canceled. I'm trying to build. Look, I'm starting at the bottom. Okay? And I'm trying to build myself up. If I can get canceled, that's my whole goal. Okay? So first of all, Robin, I want you to stay focused. Okay? And what you need to focus on is the things you need to do to improve the quality of your life. All right? Like the first thing is quit eating all that cheesecake and them fatty foods. Okay? You need to drink more water and do a little bit more exercise. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing you need to do is watch what you say. Okay? Because pride comes before the fall. All right? Now, I'm just being honest. I can't help I'm the best radio personality at this station. Okay? I can't help that I got a co-host that ain't funny. Now, I ain't talking about the guy that was here last week. I'm talking about my regular guy that be here. He ain't funny. Okay? I can't help that Pastor Larry got a criminal background longer than the programs on this station. I can't help that. Okay?
Well, how long is your criminal background?
Oh my God. Hold on, I don't know if I'm still on or not, Robin. You still there?
I think they just canceled your show.
I think hey, Mama, we made it. See, you know what, Mama, we made it. We are where we want to be. You said how long is my criminal record?
Yes.
My criminal record is about to be expunged. So it's like it never happened.
But it ain't there yet.
All right, we're to get there.
And you know what you were praying for?
What?
That the favor of God be on that judge to expunge your record, because that's where it got to come from. You ain't gonna do. You can't make.
You mean that judge right there? Because that judge right there got some favor. All right, he got a flavor of some Tanqueray.
You wish Judge Joe Brown was the one that expunged your record. You probably would have it expunged. Right. I ain't gonna say your judge name on the radio. You might not want that. Might eliminate those
90 seconds.
I look, Robert. As always, you know you're a friend of the show, man. We glad you called in. I want to tell you I love you. Did you hear Mike Tyson, man? Wasn't he funny? Mike Tyson should be a comedian.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was real funny. I think he should. You know, that was really good. You should bring him to the show.
Okay, I will bring him on the show.
Yeah.
You know why I bring him on the show, Robin?
Why?
Because that was Levance. He already on the show. So for all of our listeners who did not know who Mike Tyson was, that was an act done by Levance Lighting, my co-host. Oh, he the host. I'm the co-host. The host of the show. That was Levance. Make sure that you guys go and check out his show. I don't have the address on me, but if you rewind this show or watch it over, you can see and hear what the address is. And don't forget, all of our labels are the same. The Safehouse Show. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Gmail. So you could definitely hit us up. Is Robin still there? We hung up on her. All right, well, good. We hung up on Robin. Need y'all to understand, Robin got a bad attitude. Y'all don't know her. Y'all see her on the air. She got a bad attitude, and she got a criminal record. Right? You can cancel me, Pastor. I don't care, man. Just as long as they know about Robin. If you ever see her in the street, she's short, brown skin, got a bad attitude, and she got her CCW. So you might want to stay up out her way. And yeah. Hey, so we out of here. We'll see you guys next week. We done.